Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Post-Game Show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, the clock ticking down, the final buzzer, and Boise State advances in overtime. 87-76 win over UNLV in the quarterfinals of the Mountain West Tournament. Boise State a 22-point lead in the first half. UNLV comes all the way back to take the lead. Crazy shot sends us to overtime, and Boise State outscores UNLV 14-3 in the overtime period to pull away. The Broncos pick up a quad 2 victory, lock up a spot in the NCAA tournament, and more importantly, in my opinion, I think the most important thing is they're going to the NCAA tournament, but they're also headed to the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament. Happy Boise State players walking off the court after the game. Jeremiah Dickey there. It wasn't perfect. There were some missed free throws. There were some missed shots. There was some bad defense at times, but how about Boise State coming all the way back from the buzzer beater that sent the game into overtime. Or I guess they put a second back on the clock, but Boise State finds a way to win it. A victorious Broncos leaving the court. And we bring you on in here at the Thomas and Mack Center. How we doing, folks? BJ Rains with you. We got the other game going on now, so we'll keep you updated on that. But maybe watch that game on your TV, but turn the sound down and listen to us and hang out with us as we talk here as long as it takes. You're going to hear interviews from all 5 starters. You're going to hear an interview with Leon Rice. The locker room is open in the Mountain West Tournament, so we can talk to all the players. So we got all 5 starters. We got Leon Rice. We got some highlights for you, and most importantly, we got another game tomorrow night to talk about here on Bronco Nation News. This is the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. My name is BJ Rains. Colin Mitchell is working hard behind the camera to get the videos and the interviews and things set up for us. So BJ and Colin with you for as long as it takes. And I've got a Diet Coke. Believe me, I wish it was a Cutwater tonight. We got the Diet Pepsi here, actually. But what a game for Boise State. They get up by 22 points, as I said. They let it slip away, but they hang on in overtime. Very impressive overtime for Boise State. We want your comments. We want your thoughts. How are you guys feeling? I know I saw some trolls on Twitter coming out, in the second half saying this is going to be the worst loss in the history of Boise State basketball. I heard people, saying they weren't going to make the NCAA tournament because of this loss, which was hogwash. I think they were in either way. But now there is no doubt about it. It'll be a quad 1 game tomorrow, so you're not falling all the way out of the NCAA tournament by losing in the semifinals of your conference tournament. So congratulations to Leon Rice and company, and congratulations to all of you diehard fans that live and die with Boise State basketball. Congratulations, because you guys deserve this, and Boise State is 100% a lock going to the NCAA tournament. There's no scenario, nothing could happen where Boise State is not going to the tournament. So congratulations to all of you. Hope you're enjoying a cold one tonight. And now that you're going to the tournament, I think you're kind of playing with free money tomorrow night in the semifinals and maybe on Saturday again as you try to go back-to-back here in Las Vegas at the conference tournament. So a lot of happy fans behind us. The Dairy Queen is right here, as we talked about earlier this week with Colin. So, I'm on the diet, Colin, but we may have to just have a celebratory Dairy Queen on the show here or something, because I know there's some sugar and carbs in it. But that was a heck of a game. I was just as exhausted as you guys probably are, trying to keep up with all that. And then we hurried to the press conference, ended up getting interviews with all 5 starters, as I said. So let us know what your thoughts are, and we're going to go to some comments. We got highlights, we got interviews, we got all kinds of stuff to get to here on the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. Carson starts us off. It's too late on a Thursday to experience a roller coaster like that. Glad it ended on a high note, though. Brent just takes a sigh of relief there. Kendrick says establishing a deeper bench needs to be priority in the offseason. I agree with you, and I think the coaches are well aware of that. I don't think they love the bench they have. It's just what they have at this point. Win by 1 or by 100, survive and advance, and that definitely was what a game. Utah State fans cheering on UNLV, have me rooting for the Lobos right now. Yeah, we saw you, Jordan. Jordan was there in the crowd, had his little thumbs down emoji and was yelling across the court to the Utah State fans. I don't know if they showed it on TV or not, but all of the Utah State fans, and they brought a lot of students down here, were all chanting for UNLV and cheering for UNLV and ripping on Boise State. And the arena at the beginning of the game was super loud. Boise State actually had more fans than UNLV in this building, which is crazy to say. Boise State had more fans in this building than UNLV did, and the way it worked out, it ended up getting more UNLV fans because the New Mexico fans, the Utah State fans, they all would have rather played UNLV than Boise State, so they were all of a sudden making extra noise and cheering extra loudly for UNLV. So a loud cheer in the background here. We got to see what happens here. It looked like a dunk and then a hard hit, and the guy went flying down. Oh, they blocked it. It was a straight block, I guess. Wow. Pinned it off the glass. That's impressive. It's 25-17 right now. Utah State in the lead, but it was like a much bigger margin. So New Mexico is slowly climbing back into the game a little bit here. Great game. Way to stay in it. Go Broncos. I mean, the crowd was incredible. That was an awesome game. Awesome atmosphere. And as I said, Boise State had the most fans, but it ended up being 3-on-1 because you had all the other team's fans rooting against Boise State. So Sam says a lot of conflicting emotions about that game that don't really translate into words. I think you're speaking for Bronco Nation right there, Sam. What a first half. The second half in OT. The first half was amazing. They started out 5 of 5 from three-point range, I think, and it was 4 different guys that hit a three. And then, all the guys got involved. They were like 10 of 14 from three-point range in the first half. And then in the second half, they just couldn't buy a bucket. They just could not buy a bucket in the second half. And Utah State or UNLV started hitting some crazy shots, and it was just an incredible turnaround. I don't know if we've seen a more different first half than second half in a long time. And Derek Harris says BSU and OT, and how about that? BSU covers. Yeah, if you had BSU minus 5.5, they end up covering the spread there in overtime. Unbelievable. Love winning. Always tough coming in off the bye, playing a good team that has won. Yeah, we've said that all day. We talked about that on the morning show. We talked about it all week. UNLV came in with a lot of momentum in this game, and Boise State, was able to get off to such a great start. I mean, I don't want to put our friend Jordan K on blast, but I mean, there was like point late in the first half where he's like, well, at least I can start writing my story now. And that kind of like was how everybody felt. I mean, the game felt over. And then all of a sudden they just kept, fighting their way back in it. And it was a really impressive comeback for UNLV. And that three-pointer they hit, we have clips of that in the highlights, which we're going to show here momentarily. It was just an incredible play. And we did talk to I got a one-on-one with Tyson Degenhart, and I asked him about not fouling there in the play, and we'll get to that. Jim Martin, I saw you in the stands, Jim. I believe toughness there. A win is a win. Great overtime play. Let's see. 2 big things. Let's see. Not sure why the poor calls on Shaver. Took a charge, but a block. Swiped air reach. Shot a 3 with 40 seconds left. No room to land. No foul on Harkless. Don't understand Leon taking the hot players out with 3 minutes in the first half. Well, I mean, you have to play the bench at some point. The hot players still all played almost 40 minutes in this game. So you have 3 games in 3 days. You can't be playing the starters the entire game. So I get the point there, but I do think you need to try to get the bench involved. And a lot of nail biting for Grand Tetons there. What a game. congratulations on the win. Get some recovery and rust. Funk is going off for Utah State. It sounds like it's good to win and to lock it up. And yes, you guys are going to the Bronco. The lighting's not doing good, Colin. I was wearing my hat backwards today. I went out to the pool for like an hour, and folks are commenting that I have a. It's okay. Colin's good. Maybe just turn the light down just a little bit. But yeah, I did spend. And the funny thing is, you'd think I was out all day. I was there like an hour, and I had my hat on backwards, and I had the sunglasses on, and you can somehow see. And it's funny because the sun was right in the corner where the San Diego State game was, and I was looking right at it the whole time. And sure enough, looks like you can see the markings of where my hat was on there. So, by the way, we got the BNN Cabana tomorrow at Circa. So, anyone that's hanging out tomorrow at Circa Resort and Casino, if you're in Vegas, staying at the D, staying at Circa, we do have the BNN Cabana that's available tomorrow. If you want to hang out on the couch or be able to hang out tomorrow, let me know. Send me an email or a DM, and we will hook you up if you want to hang out at Circa Stadium Swim tomorrow. And you guys can partake in the beverages. We'll be working tomorrow, but it'll be water or Diet Coke for us. But should be a fun day tomorrow as we get set for the game tomorrow night. Funk, it looks like, is on fire. 13 straight points for Utah State. The game tomorrow tips off at 9:59 for the Boise Peeps. Yeah, and I would guess it's probably going to be later than that. That's if the other game only goes 2 hours. And with how these games have gone, I'm not counting on that. So the game is going to probably start after 10 p.m. In Boise. So I would suspect after 10 p.m. in Boise is when this game actually starts. We've got some highlights. We've got some interviews we want to get to, but we do need to thank our sponsors. This is a free show that we have record viewership on right now, but this show is free to you guys on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, which, by the way, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very easy. It's just youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please switch over. We got 50-something of you watching on Twitter right now. Please switch over to YouTube. It's youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Subscribe to our channel on your YouTube app on your phone, and we would love to have you start watching the shows on there, and you can turn on the notifications so you know when we go live for future broadcasts. So the 45 of you right now watching on Twitter, please go ahead and switch over to YouTube if you don't mind. But this is a free show thanks to our sponsors. So I know some folks don't love the sponsor reads in the middle of the show. You want to just talk Boise State the whole time. I get it. But I think a couple of quick mentions for the sponsors is well worth a free show here from Vegas for you guys. So hopefully you're supporting the sponsors, and hopefully you're taking advantage of the sponsors and their specials and telling them thank you for broadcast or advertising and broadcasting with Bronco Nation News. One of our great sponsors that hopefully you're enjoying right now is Cutwater Spirits. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. You can get 2 for $7. I think it is at your local gas station or grocery store. Our studio sponsors as we broadcast from the mobile Cutwater Studios here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Rowpaint.com, the title sponsor for Bronco Nation News. Rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. They're scheduling in the spring right now for the concrete coatings, the basement, the garage, your patio. It's transformational. I've had the work done already, so make sure you check it out, and you will not be disappointed. ROEpaint.com is and again, schedule that concrete coating right now. You will not be disappointed at ROEpaint.com. Lithia Florida Boise, as we get ready to play some highlights from this game. Lithia Florida Boise, the sponsor of our shows here, the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. Do what the Raines family did. Go purchase an F-150 from them. You will not be disappointed. Any vehicle from Lithia Florida Boise is a great choice. The Bronco Sports, all kinds of vehicles. But if you don't want to buy from them, they will take your trade. That's right. They'll take your trade. You just go on in there to their showroom, their location there on Fairview, and they will make a cash offer on the spot to buy your used car. Not many places would do that if you don't buy from them, but they'll take your used car, and they will do that at Lithia Ford of Boise. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this one. I'm going to pull those in here in just a second. We got, again, your comments. We'll take your questions, your thoughts about who you want to play in this game. Who is your MVP tonight? We got to give away a Matt Bauscher player of the game. Who do you have in terms of your player of the game tonight? We'll get to that in just a minute, but let's check out some highlights from this one. Boise State got off to a super hot start, as we talked about. Here's Marcus Shaver, the pull-up three. Bang! That gives Boise State the 12-3 lead at this time. Again, Boise State started 5 of 5 from three-point range. Here's a nice nice reverse dunk there from Smith. He gets the foul as well. Boise State up 17. They're rolling at this point with 6:50 to go in the half. Now Degenhart, nice block there from UNLV. They had a couple nice blocks in this game there, but Boise State keeps it going. Max Rice Makes the three, has a little wink and a point to Matt Bauscher after that one. The Broncos extend the lead, but second half, here comes UNLV. This cuts it to 9. That got the crowd really going once they got it into single digits. Degenhart blocked again. UNLV going on a run. At this point, it's just a 5-point game with 7:20 to go. And Harkless decides to kick it out. Webster again. Got it. 1-point game. Here's Boise State by 1. 4 minutes to go. Again, Boise State led this game by 22 points in the first half. Harkless gets the harm and the bucket. UNLV takes the lead with 4:04 to go. They make the free throw. So Boise State comes back. Broncos are up 2. Marcus Shaver, huge step back 3. Folks want to talk about some of the free throws he missed, and that's fine, but a huge step back 3. Here's the crazy final play. Almost a jump ball. The ball gets away, and he hits the shot somehow with a second to go. And here's the slow-mo. Tyson didn't want to foul him because he said he was worried, as you'll hear in a minute, that he was going to shoot the 3 while he fouled him, and he didn't want to worry about it going in and maybe losing the game. So it was a tough play there. The ball spun around. He picked it up, made the 3. But in the end, in overtime, Boise State gets the win, 87-76. And your Broncos advance, win the game, and move on to the semifinals of the Mountain West tournament. We got some interviews. We got some comments. We got all kinds of stuff to get to. Let's hear from Max Rice. I believe we have Max Rice in the system. This is one-on-one Bronco Nation News with Max Rice after the win.
It was a super good win for us. I think people kind of underestimate what it's like playing on the road. I mean, that's their home court. We won every conference game on our home court. It's tough to win on the road, and I'm counting that as a quad 1 win because it was a triple road win. We had 3 teams cheering against us, and that's what happens when you're winning games.
So Utah State students up there cheering against
us? Oh, yeah, and that's nothing new to us. I don't know if they just wanted to play UNLV more or just their hate for us is just that strong. But, yeah, they were cheering against us the whole second half. We still got her done.
What was the start of that game like, hitting all those threes? And I saw giving the wink to Bauscher and stuff after a couple of them. But you guys just couldn't miss there, and it was all you guys getting involved.
Yeah, something about that side of the arena, everyone was making them down there. So, we kind of I think we got too hot in the first half, and then kind of we went into too much of a stalling mode, I think. And that can bite you in the ass a little bit. But then we started clamping up, and we got the win.
What were they doing in the second half to get back? You mentioned stalling. I mean, they were hitting some threes. The crowd was getting into it. I mean, what was it like as they were making that run?
Yeah, I think you could tell in the arena that they weren't going to get blown out tonight. They knew what they were doing. They were playing for their NCAA tournament hopes. I mean, every win in March is going to be difficult, and that was extremely difficult. But we fought through it, and I think that shows a lot of resilience from our guys. Being able to kind of overcome that comeback and then still winning it was wild.
What about the 3 they hit at the buzzer there with 1 second left, I guess? I mean, a lot of teams would have folded then. How demoralizing was that? And what was kind of set in that huddle there?
I mean, when it happened, I was like talking to Daggy. I'm like, oh, why didn't you foul him or something? But then when I watched the replay just now in the locker room, I was like, you really couldn't because the ball was just everywhere. Picks it up and just jumps and shoots it. So it was a heck of a shot. And we'll hopefully not allow that again next game.
Well, what in overtime, though, to be able to do what you guys did, get the lead back right away, quiet the crowd a little bit, what's that say about you guys to not fold after something like that happens?
No, it tells a lot about our team and the grit we have, and I think we beat them 7 or 8 times in a row. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, so the fact that we've been able to do that says a lot about our program and where this program's headed, and we're heading to semifinals tomorrow. So
you're also going dancing. I mean, that has to lock you guys in now.
I don't know, BJ. You pay more attention to that. Actually, I don't know. I've been paying attention to that. But,
but I mean, you gotta feel pretty good now about where you're at.
Oh, yeah. So if Nevada and Utah State are probably in more of a level on the bubble than we are now, I think now we're fighting for a 7 seed, hopefully. That's our goal.
What does it mean? I guess final thing, to be one of 4 teams left playing and you're still alive and try to go back-to-back. What's it mean?
Yeah. It means a lot. This game's about to be crazy. I'm really excited to watch that. Another great opportunity to get another good win. That counts as a quad 2 win. I think when you stack it up and look at our resume by the end of this tournament, hopefully they actually value these wins this time and maybe bump us up a seed line for not doing it last year. But we'll just next game up.
There he is, Max Rice, speaking exclusively to Bronco Nation News. We appreciate Cody Gogler and Nate Lowry with Boise State for helping us get the interviews. We did have a question about Sada and Ganga. I was able during that interview to ask Boise State, and Sada and Ganga is back in Boise with a illness. That is all I got from Boise State. He is, quote, back in Boise with an illness. So Sada and Ganga did not make the trip on this trip right now. So, hey, to give up a lead and dominate OT is awesome. Yes, it is. How am I feeling? Tired. So tired. If you're tired tonight, wait till tomorrow night when the game doesn't tip off till after 10 p.m. and we're doing this post-game show at 1 in the morning. Thought I'd have a stroke, but a great win. Feels great. Get the W and move on. More importantly, we are locked in. Just go get the win in conference tourney to cap off the season. By the way, if any of you are watching from your seats out in the arena at halftime, if you want to come over here and hang out, we'll throw you on the air at halftime if you want to come say hello real quick. And maybe for the game tomorrow, Colin, we need to make this college game day style. Get all the students or folks behind us like they were for the Jay Tuss interview last night. But back-to-back, calling it now. Go get that Dairy Queen. Only read my tweets, doesn't post. Appreciate that, JD. Is he still on this team? Didn't see him on the bench. Yeah, we just said that he has an illness. Osada did not make the trip due to an illness. Smith got going in overtime. Yes, he did. We're going to hear from Najee Smith. Colin, if you want to send me another one of my interviews or something else that we can throw in there, that would be great. We'll go to Tyson Degenhart here in a minute. Just got to the counter and say, go to the counter and say, I want a peanut butter parfait without the sugar, please. Oh, maybe that's an option. I'll have to look into that. Is that actually a keto option at Dairy Queen, or are you messing with me? We'll see. Expected a big game from Agbo and after getting snubbed from you an honorable mention in the awards. I don't really know if Agbo went into this game thinking that, that was the reason to try to go have a big game, but he had some huge shots early in the game. By the way, my amazingly wonderful, beautiful wife, Karen Rains, works really, really hard on the YouTube channel and the shorts and things, so she should be commended for helping with the shorts and trying to help grow the YouTube channel, and she does a great job. And she has added a poll. I think this is a first for us on the post-game show. We have figured out how to do a poll. So Karen Rains, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, she has put a poll. Who would you rather play tomorrow, New Mexico or Utah State? You can put your answer in the poll on the YouTube chat. Hopefully you see it down there, and then we will try to get the results here in a little bit on that. But we're going to try to get a little more interactive with the post-game shows here in terms of player of the games, thing like that. But the current poll question is who would you rather play tomorrow, New Mexico or Utah State? So get your vote in there. And again, my wife is doing an amazing job, and so I'm very thankful and appreciative of her for watching the boys while I'm here at the tournament and dealing with work and school and everything that she's going through back in Boise. So we love you, hon. Appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. But she's working for BNN even while she's back at home. So she's got the poll going. Go check it out, and we'll see if we get another poll up maybe on the player of the game, the Matt Bauscher player of the game as well. Sam says a cookie dough blizzard sounds amazing right now, actually. Yes, it does. Holy mackerel, I was so nervous when he hit that three. Najee Smith with some instrumental plays when it really mattered. Yeah, he had a couple huge the three-pointer to start over. He had a huge three to kind of stem the tide, like with 4 or 5 minutes left, and then he hit a huge three to start overtime. The overtime three was huge. Usually in overtime, if you can hit that first bucket and get the momentum, that really, really helps. And I thought the three that Najee hit, let's be honest, Najee Smith wouldn't be your first, your second, your third, maybe even your fourth choice of the 5 starters to take a three-pointer. But he had a couple of huge ones tonight, and kudos to Najee Smith. We'll hear him. He was up on the podium, so we'll hear him up on the podium in a little bit. Let's see. I've got Agbo, but I don't think Degenhart went through. Oh, there it is. There's Degenhart. We'll get to Degenhart here in a second. It's late. Live on the East Coast. Just prepping for midnight or later tip-off tomorrow. Yeah, Jeff, you're going to be watching us on the postgame show at 3 in the morning tomorrow. So you better stay up, Jeff. I want to see you comment on the postgame show tomorrow night. Who would be better to play, Utah State or New Mexico? I think I'd rather play New Mexico. Wow, the block. Yeah, that was a big block. Smith is a baller, Jake says. And, yeah, we'll hear from Najee here in a minute. Smith was the man, hit some big ones. Let's see. This team fights till the end. Go Broncos. A win is a win. Smith was big in OT. He won it. Let's see. He ended with 18 points, 6 rebounds. And I don't know what he ended up having in overtime, but he had a couple of huge shots. But he finished with 18 points, 6 rebounds for Najee Smith in 38 minutes and 11 seconds. We're going to hear from Tyson Degenhart. When we got all kinds of interviews still to get to, but I do want to thank a couple more of our sponsors. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, the easiest in mobile eBranch online banking, ICCU.com. Do what the Raines family did. Do what Bronco Nation News did. Make the switch to Idaho Central Credit Union. You will not be disappointed. There's a branch at every corner. You can find one near you by walking into your car and taking a trip up the road a block or two, and you'll see one. But if not, get more information at ICCU.com. You looking for a new job? How about transportation compliance service, transcompservice.com? They can help you every step of the way get into the trucking industry, and they do a tremendous job, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood. Check them out, transcompservice.com. And we appreciate their support, and they want to get you out and get you out towing that first load in no time. So give them a call, 866-813-7620. And the Blue and Orange Store, our other major sponsor here at Bronco Nation News, the blueandorange.store.com. They got free shipping. Any order over $40 gets you free shipping at the Blue and Orange Store. But if you're in the Boise area, you can just go to the Boise Town Square Mall there on the second floor and check them out next to Pro Image. The Blue and Orange Store has all your Boise State game day gear. Let's hear from Tyson Degenhart. We talk about that final play call, not electing not to foul, getting the win, being in the Final Four. Again, Tyson Degenhart tonight he hit that three-pointer 30 seconds into the game, got Boise State rolling. He finished 16 points, 8 rebounds in 41 minutes tonight for Tyson Degenhart. Here he is talking exclusively with Bronco Nation News after the game.
Describe that one, man.
It was a tale of two halves. We played really well in the first half, didn't play well in the second half, and I'm just glad to get the win.
What's that first half when you guys couldn't miss from three, couldn't ask for a better start, the crowd was into it. I mean, how much fun was that at the start?
That was a lot of fun, As much as we played well in the first half, we were hoping to carry that over the second half, but we didn't get that done.
Well, what did change in the second half? They got the crowd into it. They had the other teams' fans, cheering for them too. I mean, and they were hitting some big threes. I mean, what were they doing in the second half to get back in the game?
They were making shots, They had some good looks in the first half, but weren't making them, and made a lot of shots in the second half, and we just couldn't get a couple stops.
What that big play you had with like 3 seconds on the shot clock to get that close bucket right there. How big was that, obviously, and obviously Tim must have drawn up a great play.
Yeah, that's just one of our inbounds plays, and Max said he didn't even see me, just threw it, and just lucky to get that one in.
Tell us about the final play there in regulation. I know it was a scramble, the ball was kind of rolling. I assume you would have liked to have fouled, but maybe you didn't want to foul him while he was shooting. I don't know, but tell me about that play.
Harkless shot it came on, didn't hit the rim, so I was expecting it to bounce, that way, and it didn't. And I got a hand on the ball initially, and the ball was kind of fumbling around. I probably should have dived on it there, and at least got a tie up or whatever. And then once he got into his hand, I just threw my hand straight up. Didn't want to foul. Didn't want to give the refs any chance to show a foul, and he made a heck of a shot.
Looked like you almost had a tie up anyway. I mean, was it close there?
It probably was close, but at that point in the game, it's hard to make a call like that.
So that shot goes in. I mean, how do you guys regroup in that huddle? I mean, a lot of teams would have folded there. How'd you guys regroup for overtime?
We just knew we had 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute game now. The other 40 doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. We have 5 minutes to win this game, and we had a great mindset going in overtime, and we took care of business.
What does it mean to be one of 4 teams left in the tournament? You're trying to go back-to-back, obviously.
It's exciting. We just got to get one game at a time, and it should be a good game now with Utah State and New Mexico, and it'll be nice to see who we play later tonight.
There he is, Tyson Degenhart, speaking exclusively with Bronco Nation News. Again, we're taking your comments, your thoughts, anything you got on your mind on the Bronco Nation News. Lithia, Florida, Boise Postgame Show. My name is BJ Rains. Colin Mitchell is here as well. We're about 30 minutes in, and we're going strong. We got record viewership tonight, so we appreciate all you guys for checking us out. I know you're probably watching the New Mexico-Utah State game. It's almost at halftime, so you can turn your attention fully to our post-game show here. We're going to still hear the podium press conference with Leon Rice and the players. And then we've got Chibuzo Agbo one-on-one as well. We had Najee Smith and Marcus Shaver Jr. at the podium, so we'll hear that here in a few minutes. Joel likes the poll option. Karen, nice job. So got to give love to Karen Rains. Karen is a legend. Poll was great. We all love the engagement. Karen in the chat. Karen, everyone's loving my wife here, as they should. Let's see. Dairy Queen doesn't do sugar-free. My wife says that, and she's a perfect one that would probably know that. I got Najee, player of the game. Probably not watching the post-game show tomorrow. Come on, Chase. I want you up at like 2 in the morning to chat with us. So we got a great game, but really, really poor second half. I mean, okay, yeah, they had a poor second half, but they won the game, so who cares? Was that one of Marcus Shaver's biggest shots of his career when he made the step-back three? I mean, he had 4 game winners last year. It's hard to say it was bigger than those, but that did put Boise State obviously up and gave him a little bit of breathing room there late in the game. Vegas, a good place to have a tournament in general. It does make it easy on UNLV. There were more Boise State fans here than UNLV fans. That was the first half. It was loud for Boise State, and Leon Rice called it after the game, Extra Mile Arena South, I think he called it, after Boise State had a huge crowd. But what happened was they started making the comeback in the second half. You had all the Utah State, New Mexico fans start joining in, and it ended up because they would rather have played UNLV, and so it got super loud there after that point. Kelly says player of the game should be Agbo for handling Harkless all night, contributing on offense. Let's take a look at the stats. Harkless finished with 18 points. He had 35 yesterday. He only gets 18 points. He was 2 of 7 from 3, 7 of 18 from the field, 38 minutes. And how about when he fouled out of the game? He got his 5th foul. He couldn't believe the call. He threw his arms and threw a fit, and he got a technical foul call, which essentially ended the game. It gave Boise State 2 extra free throws there and made it a 3-possession game late in the game. Regulation player of the game, Marcus Shaver Jr. Overtime player of the game was Najee Smith. Najee for player of the game, Shaver's player of the game. Karen Rains, maybe we can get a poll going on player of the game. Put all 5 starters in there. They all had over 10 points. And maybe we can get a Matt Boucher player of the game poll going to see who folks want as the player of the game as well, and keep the interaction going here on the show. Nate says give it to Najee. Najee, agree that Najee is the player of the game. Let's see. Normally watch on YouTube. It happened to be on Twitter when I started watching. We got some more Smiths for player of the game. After that win, I'd be fine with a loss in the next game. Would rather see the Broncos save their legs for the big dance. By the way, if you're curious, the games in Sacramento Regional are on Thursday. The games in Denver are on Friday. So Denver, you get the extra day off. The Sacramento games are Thursday. So you could play Saturday, and then the earliest you'd have to play is Thursday. So you still would have 4 days off, I guess it is, before you would have to play. Amy Jordan, it was awesome to meet you. And I got to meet Najee's mom last night. That was pretty cool. And I saw you guys sitting in the front row today, and so congratulations for Naj playing well, and I would probably agree with you on your choice of MVP. It's Keaton, by the way. I saw him at Stadium Swim today, man. It's Keaton. That dude is absolutely ripped. You don't want to mess with that dude. Enjoyed chatting with you, Keaton, man. You guys are a great crew. We got your picture we're going to post. We had fun with you at Stadium Swim, but I'm in awe, man, of your physical physique there. I'd like to know how much you bench. Maybe you can put in there what your bench press is, because I'm guessing it's pretty high, man. Let's see here. Again, if you're watching like Michael McGowan, we do ask you to start going on the YouTube channel and please subscribe. We're trying to build the YouTube channel here, so if you're on Twitter or Facebook, please switch over. That game is now at halftime. Utah State 44, New Mexico 33. So 44-33, that game is at halftime. And we'll find out at some point here who Boise State is going to play. Let's see what else we got here. We got a lot more comments rolling in. Let's see. Only the true BNN sickos will stay up tomorrow night with us. And Grant Teton says he's one of them. I would guess you're probably willing to stay up a little later tomorrow if Boise State wins. And I get that. If Boise State wins tomorrow night and they're in the title game, I'm sure we'll have a lot of people watching at 1 in the morning. If Boise State loses, you're all turning off the TV and the computer and going to bed. I get it. Lisa, I saw you up there, Lisa. Lisa Kirk Gardner was up there with the Blue Collar Club. We saw her up there, and she says the place was electric. Yes, it was. Looked like you guys were up there. And post-game show at 8 a.m. on Sunday. No, it won't quite be that late. It'll be 1 a.m. probably by the time we get on the air. We'll see. Let's see what else we got here. The Smith, some more love for Smith. Too close for comfort. Was there any update on Tyson's ankle post game? There wasn't. There was so much going on. I didn't get a chance to ask him about it. He finished the game obviously, so you have to assume that he's okay. But Karen for player of the game, I agree with that. Hopefully she'll put herself in there as a. If Karen's number 1, then Colin's number 2. But we'll see if we put them in the chat there. But let's go ahead and hear from Leon Rice. Let's hear from in the post-game press conference. We had Leon Rice and the players. So Leon Rice will give the opening statement, a couple of the players, and we will see at halftime here if any fans are in the background or anything or want to come on our show. But Boise State, again, wins this one. The final score, 87-76. Boise State is headed to the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament. They're also heading to March Madness. The Broncos are going dancing, and here is Leon Rice and company after the game.
Media, what a ball game. I mean, this, we've all talked about how great this league is from top to bottom, and it shows in every single one of these games. I mean, that game was, wow. The swings that you saw in that game with that tremendous, I don't know if we played a better first half. And, we couldn't completely shake them. You can't beat a team like that in the first half on their home court. You're not going to knock them out. And we knew that. But we had some foul trouble that we had to navigate there, and they made a little run right before half, made some threes. And then, down the stretch, they made some big plays. There was that loose ball, and he picks it up off the ground and makes that amazing three to send it overtime. And, our guys are so resilient. We just talked about, hey, we got to go win it twice. So that's what we did. And these guys made some huge plays. I don't think they scored for 4 minutes there at the end of the overtime. So what a great college basketball game. Two really good teams, and, credit to our guys for their resiliency and their toughness to be able to get that done, because a lot of teams couldn't do that under those circumstances where a team comes back, they're on their home floor, there's a big, it got pretty loud, and these guys just, kept fighting and found a way.
All right, we'll take questions for the student athletes right here in the front.
Kind of building off that, guys. I mean, you had all the whole rest of the crowd also started rooting for UNLV, and all the Utah State fans were rooting against you guys. And for the crowd to be that loud, them to hit that three, and it goes to overtime. I mean, what does it say about you guys to be able to turn the tide and not let them keep that momentum in overtime and get the win?
It just shows how resilient together we are as a team, Ever since the beginning, we knew this is what we dreamed about and this is what we worked towards, so it's nice to see our work finally paying off. And you can definitely tell down the stretch how we're the most connected team and just how we stay together, and that's what helps us win these games.
Questions right here in the front row. Where we got in here? Front row.
Naj, overtime started and you hit a big three. What was talked about after that crazy shot by Shane Noel to kind of calm yourselves and make sure you're ready for overtime?
Just kind of regathered ourselves and realized there's another 5 minutes of basketball being played, So we just made sure to stay calm, stay resilient, and just keep grinding away.
Question in the back.
KTVB. Shav, I'm just curious your thoughts on that game, the wild swings, and we heard from Naj, but how'd you guys pull that out?
It just shows the toughness of our team. We know, there's no easy game, especially UNLV having home court advantage. And it just shows the toughness, and, we have vets on this team, and we know how to win games, and we're extremely connected, and I'm just so proud of my guys.
Right down here in the front.
You guys started the game lights out from three. I mean, and it was just everybody getting a chance. What was that like, just to do what you did in the first half from three-point range?
Every team dreams of that. Making shots is part of the game, and that just built our confidence for the rest of the game. And I'm just happy that finally those makes are starting to come for our guys, and just keep this momentum going.
In the back.
JTS, KTVB. Naj, we know that your personality, we've got to know you pretty well, but you had a couple big shots there late in the second half, and then one at the start of overtime. What did you think of the moment and embracing the moment?
Just thinking this is my last run, and I really want to make it special. So being prepared and stepping up to hit those big shots is just something that I was ready to do and prepared for.
Big shot, Naj.
Right back down here in the front row.
Jordan K. at Idaho Press. Marcus, down the stretch, you hit a bunch of big shots. What were they showing you on defense that allowed you to kind of get open?
They were going under the ball screens a lot, and with the way I shot it this season, I'll go under too. But I'm just happy that the work is paying off, and I was just really taking what the defense gave me at the end of the day, and it just paid off.
In the back again.
First Shave, then Naj. not much time to prepare for the next one of these things. How do you get ready and lean on your experience from last year to get ready and be on the court again tomorrow night?
It's what everyone dreams about, those AAU days when it's just a weekend filled with basketball. So it just starts with taking care of your body and then showing up mentally and just a dogfight. So you just got to be prepared to dig in.
Survive in advance.
Second row.
Rachel Roberts, Idaho Statesman. Najee, you got a pretty big bear hug there at the end from Mike Burns. What did Coach say to you when you came out for that last time?
Oh, he was just so proud of me in the way I played because, he's definitely on my ass a lot. Definitely can taste a little bit. So it's nice to kind of see the other side of him when instead of him being so tough, showing his loving side and how proud of me is. So it was really good. It felt good.
All right, we told you if you were in the area to come on and
you have one more here in the middle.
Our man representing the Blue Collar Club, representing Boise State. I love the jersey, by the way. Jordan Morales, one of our favorites. You're watching on your phone in the seats. We got people back here, man. How's it feel, man? What was that like out there as a fan to get the win?
Oh gosh, yeah. I saw some comments there, taking years off your life. It's so much better being here in person because you're yelling freaking loud, right?
Yeah.
So you're handling the nerves way better than if you're sitting on the couch. So shout out to all of you that had to deal with that. Couldn't be just yelling super loud, being part of the atmosphere. But
What's the Utah State fans? We saw you getting into a little bit of cross court with them. What's your take on that?
We saw kind of the momentum in that second half, and honestly, I mean, the energy was great in that first half, and I do think, we were down in Logan last week. That student section completely full in spring break. They really bring it, and they were sucking up some energy, and it was pissing us off quite a bit too.
Yeah.
And so, Boise State fans, if it's Utah State tomorrow, we got to bring it from the jump. That means we're going to be chanting, I believe that we will win with them.
You did tell me. He says that that's one of Utah State's things. It's actually San Diego State's thing.
Utah State, let's go.
Utah State does it. And so when they start there, I believe we can win. You said that the Boise State fans should do it too.
Absolutely. We've got like 3 or 4 times more than those USU students. So I think we need to just co-opt it.
You were out there watching the first half of this game. What's the crowd situation? There's more New Mexico fans, right?
Oh, for sure. So we're sitting back there thinking, what do you want? Huge fan base. New Mexico, even in the hotels and the casinos the past couple of days, by far the most fans that we're seeing from Mountain West teams. And so they're probably twice as many as us there. Do you want the bigger fan base or do you want the more annoying one? And I don't know. I think we would probably revel in the more annoying one and put little brother back in their place in Logan.
Joel says you need to hydrate. # P clear.
Oh, for sure. I probably wasn't doing the best. I took like some of the IV stuff. I don't know. My wife gets those little packets. I brought some of that with me. We'll be peeing clear.
The tomorrow. Future city councilman of Boise right there. That's what... Never know, right?
Hey, I'll bring it. Bring it.
Appreciate you, man. You do a great job. Awesome, man. He's over. You're in the stands. Enjoy the game. You don't have to be watching.
This is a great place, guys. You guys got to get down here. Make plans for next year. This is an every year thing now. Golly, guys.
Golly guy, man. Appreciate you, man. There he is. We'll see you tomorrow for the semis. Our friend Jordan Morales. We saw Derek Morales. We saw the baby. The baby was up there. I saw we had the headphones on up there. I owe the baby a diaper change at some point, but we appreciate you guys, man. You guys are the best. And he said he came over and wanted to see the setup. It's really not that. It's a $100 webcam off Amazon and a little light. I mean, it's not exactly Jay Tuss setup or anything here, but we can pull it off a little bit. And you see the fans in the background. It's halftime. Again, I think it's an 11-point game at this point. So it sounded great. Loved hearing the Boise State chant. Cool guy. Let's see. Morales says, golly, it just isn't the same. No, it's certainly not. But let's see what else we got here. I agree with this one. This is the post of the day here. While everyone's in a good mood, click the thumbs up button on YouTube. Please do that. Hit the like button at the bottom. Hit the subscribe button. And the big thing is when you subscribe, also hit the notifications. James, get on over to YouTube. Come on, we're trying to get the YouTube page going. You can chat better with people. It's more fun in the YouTube chat to chat with each other. And the big thing is that you turn on your notifications. When you turn on the notifications for Bronco Nation News, when we go live, you'll be able to see that we went live. And then that way you can know that we're live and see our broadcast. So Bauscher Real Estate, BauscherRealEstate.com. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. No home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher and his team. He was in the second row there cheering, going crazy. Loved seeing Matt there tonight. BauscherRealEstate.com. Best in the business and a big supporter of Bronco Nation News. We appreciate him. Check him out. Another good friend of Bronco Nation News, big supporter, Ridley's Family Markets. He doesn't like me calling him out, but I saw Mark Ridley, Kelly, the whole family, Hayden, they were here tonight, and they deserve a shout-out. They had some good seats, actually, second or third row. But really appreciate the Ridleys. ShopRidleys.com, 13 Idaho locations, couple in the Treasure Valley there. And go download their app. They got that Ridley's app, and you can get some exclusive savings up to like 40% on some items through the Ridley's app. And you can find a location near you at ShopRidleys.com. We're going to hear some more from Leon Rice, and we have Chibuzo Agbo still to come, so don't go anywhere. BoiseDentistryCo.com. You looking for a dentist? Well, I got the perfect dentist for you. Dr. Meinert does a tremendous job, full family dentistry, so you can take care of everybody in your family on the same visit. And they got the newest technology, friendly staff, and they make going to the dentist fun. 5 locations across the Treasure Valley. Check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. I got a lot of business owners watching. United Commercial Insurance, 229-8222. Check them out, United Commercial Insurance. They make business insurance easy. They can write business policies in 44 states around the country, so make sure you check them out at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Go download the Bronco Nation News app, by the way. It's in the App Store and Google Play. We'd love to have you. Download the app. It's free. It's easy, and you can get all of the Boise State coverage, watch the videos on there, all that stuff at the touch of a finger right there at the Bronco Nation News app. So we still got a lot going on here. We're going to hear from a little more Leon Rice here in just a second. Let's check the comment section. Let's see what else we got coming through here. Can confirm that Jordan is awesome. Jennifer gave us the thumbs up. We appreciate that. Met Jordan at the Utah State game. Great guy. Lisa was honored to sit by the Blue Collar Club today. It looked like that was fun. A switch to YouTube is a vote for Karen Rains. I agree with that. Interview Jay. Where's Jay Tuss? He's probably doing a live shot out for the news at some point. He was running around. Kurt says, awesome app. We appreciate that. Let's hear a little more from Leon Rice. He gave us the opening statement, but here's a little more from the head coach, Leon Rice, after Boise State takes down UNLV 87-76. The Broncos advancing to the Mountain West semifinals. Here's your head coach, Leon Rice.
Going crazy. I mean, a lot of teams could have folded there.
No doubt.
I mean, just how do you describe, I guess, the team's toughness and ability to get the lead back and keep it right there in overtime?
Yeah, no doubt, because, you know, these guys, we've done that before. We've been in so many close games that, and we actually talked about that kind of stuff before the game as a group of, we don't know what the circumstances are going to be. We don't care what they're going to be. We're just going to find a way. And, you know, I don't know if you could plan that crazy of circumstances and that ups and downs. But that's what we said before the start of overtime. We said, this is what we talked about for the game. I mean, why has anything changed? Let's just go win it again. You know, because we had a couple free throws that could have done it then, but that's basketball. You got to find a way regardless of what happens, and that's what these guys are so great at, and the whole team, and so resilient, so tough, so connected. I mean, you heard them talk about it, and it's just an awesome team to coach because they just find ways, and it's different guys, you know, in throughout the game in different stretches. But, you know, I knew we were going to have to play great to win this game. I mean, that team had played a game, they'd won a game, they're on their home court. They had a lot going for them. They're, you know, they got great players, great coaches. That's this league. And we certainly did. I mean, that first half was as good as offensive half as we've had all year, I think. I mean, it sure looked like it. Not only because we made shots, but the way we got our shots and the way we had 17 assists tonight. And credit to UNLV, they didn't, that didn't knock them out. And we knew it wouldn't. We knew we weren't going to win that game in the first half, no matter what the circumstances were. So, but what a great group to coach, because you got guys that find ways like that, because, that's what this tournament's about, just finding a way.
Right here in the front row.
Up 3 with 8 seconds left. What went into the thought process
of
not fouling?
No, well, we were gonna, but you don't want to foul too early, especially the way they rebound the ball. All of a sudden you foul them, put them in the line, they make one. Now you're bringing losing into the equation, and But our rule is when that thing gets under 3, then then boom. If they haven't shot it by then, we're going to foul them. But then, when it got knocked around, Tyson said that he didn't want to try to foul him and have him go up, and now he fouled a 3-point shooter too. So it's just playing. I mean, the kid made a heck of a shot, and so yeah. Game clock, right? Under, especially in that circumstance, with, like I said, that it's tough to get a rebound. You saw how hard it was to get a rebound. We didn't want to get pushed under, and they make the first, tip it out, hit a 3, and we lose. That's the thing no one ever talks about fouling. You can bring losing into the equation. I mean, if they hit a 3, we weren't going to lose, and it was almost we defended the first one terrific. And then just the ball get knocked around, and somehow he gets it out to the 3. I don't know how. And, that's when I was hoping Tyson could foul him. But, like he said, it's going so fast, it's hard for the guys to, well, shoot, if I foul him and I foul a 3-pointer and he makes it, now we lose, So, but like I said, you got to credit, Shane. That was a heck of a bucket.
In the back.
Lee, I know Naj's past and his story. How cool is it to see him step up and hit a couple of big shots for you guys?
Oh, he was huge. He was. Yeah, that big 3 he hit in the overtime. When there's so limited possessions, just possession to possession, to get up 3 can change a game right away, and that was a huge shot by him.
You look at your starting 5. All of them were in double figures. A couple of them flirted with the double-double. 4 of them were over 38 minutes tonight. How tough is that for you guys?
They're amazing. They just, they play. The coolest thing is, like I said, they play for each other. They play for Boise State. They play for our fans. I mean, we talked about that. They're so appreciative of all these. It sounded like the Boise State South. It sounded like Extra Mile Arena South at the start of that game. I was like, wow, we got a great turnout. We sold all our tickets, I think. And so these guys wanted those guys to have this tournament experience and stay, especially after playing so good. You want to stay for the fans. They get to come back tomorrow night, and that meant something. So, when our fans show up, the one thing I know, our guys give it all for them. That's for sure, and for each other. They want to, keep playing together as long as they can.
We'll take one more question down here.
Hi, Coach. Joe O'Neill, ESPN Albuquerque. There was an abundance of video reviews in the regulation and then in overtime. What do you try to do to keep everybody engaged during those lengthy pauses? It just seemed
I think it helped us because, number one, it saved some timeouts, and we knew, you want to have some in your back pocket against that pressure and in that situation. So it saved timeouts. And then the one with the 3 seconds to go, that was crucial because we drew up and it gave us time to draw up an OB. We weren't sure how much time we were going to have because we didn't know if it hit the rim or not. So we played it like we were only going to have 3 seconds. And I'll tell you what, those guys executed. Coach Jury, we were moving the pieces around. We changed who inbound the ball, because we wanted a bigger guy and we wanted to keep Shave on the floor, but we slipped Tyson to the basket. Max threw an unbelievable pass, and Tyson made that was a huge, huge bucket. So, that I actually enjoyed the review, I guess would be my answer, but because, gave us time to regroup and figure things out, and I think there was 44 seconds left, and then I think that put us up 5, right? So
there was actually 4 reviews, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all 4 reviews actually went in Boise State's favor. I think Boise State had all 4 reviews in the final couple of minutes. The ball was given to Boise State, I think, all 4 times, and I think it was the correct call every time. But Boise State did get the call, I think, on pretty much every review that happened late in the game. There, as Leon Rice talked about that. Jacob says he owes me I'll take that. Yeah, anyone's offering drinks, I'm down. There's a question about whether it's quad 2 or quad 1. I think New Mexico, Colin looked it up, is exactly number 50 in the net. So right now it would be quad 1. Neutral site game is top 50. If New Mexico wins this, they'll probably move up in the net. So as long as they're top 50, which it probably would be, it would qualify probably as a quad 1 win tomorrow for Boise State. Utah State, I think, would certainly be a quad 1 because they're like in the 30s or they're in the 20s, I believe. So it would be a quad 1 game for either team, I believe. I think you want to play Utah State. New Mexico has the bigger crowd. I think Boise State would be fired up after losing to Utah State the other day to try to get them back. That was a tough loss in Logan. The crowd was into it. They were hitting all these crazy shots, and Boise State got stranded in Logan for the night and couldn't get back till Sunday. It was just kind of a disaster of a trip with the snowstorm there in Logan the other day, and I think that that would certainly be a game that Boise State would be fired up for if they got another shot to play Utah State. So also I think that obviously makes it not as bad of a loss. That would Utah State is a better net ranking, a better team than you have at. The crowd's making some noise here. We got a 6-point game, 49-43. A 6-point game as the crowd makes some noise. We do have Chibuzo Agbo, one more interview we want to play for you guys before we get out of here. I think I've thanked all of our sponsors. I want to make sure I do that. We're going to hear from Chibuzo Agbo in just a second. But, again, this is a free show, a free service to you. And so if you guys are liking these kind of shows, the pre- and post-game shows, hopefully you're supporting the sponsors and thanking them for what they're doing for Bronco Nation News. So hopefully you're enjoying a Cutwater right now. Cutwater Spirits, more than 30 flavors of premixed premium cocktails. Rowpaint.com has the concrete coatings, and you can get the 15% off the interior painting of your home using that promo code BNN15. Lithia Ford of Boise. They'll buy your used vehicle. Check out their full inventory of cars at LithiaFordBoise.com. Idaho Central Credit Union. Again, we're going to hear from Chibuzo Agbo here momentarily. ICCU.com, the best in mobile e-branch online banking. If you're looking for a new job, Transportation Compliance Service has you covered. Transcomservice.com, get you in the trucking industry right away. You looking for a dentist? Check out my man, Boise Dentistry Co., Dr. Chris Minert, 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. Find a location near you, BoiseDentistryCo.com. United Commercial Insurance, we're rapid fire again through our sponsors real quick to thank them for getting us down here to Vegas. They provide business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. United Commercial Insurance. Check them out, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Go download the app. Go download the app. Find one of the 13 locations in Idaho near you at shopridleys.com. You need that Boise State gear. They got it at the blueandorangestore.com. Free shipping, any order over $40. And if you are in the Boise area, go check them out at the Boise Town Square Mall. Bauscher Real Estate, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. Check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. And Timberstone Golf Course. Book your tee time today at Timberstone Golf Course. PlayTimberstone.com. We're looking forward to that golf tournament coming up. The comments are still rolling in. We're going to hear from Chibuzo Agbo. Let's see. The pit just woke up, Jordan says. Yeah, New Mexico fans are making some noise. Utah State won't shoot 70% again. I agree with that. Jake's wondering what seed right now Boise State will be in the tournament. I think they might find themselves on that 8-9 line again. I think if they win the tournament, you'd like to think they can get to a 7. But as you heard Max Rice say, it seems like last year they didn't really take the tournament into account much. So if that's the case, maybe they're going to be stuck on a 10 line. If they were a 10 going into the tournament, maybe they're still a 10 moving forward. We'll have to see. But I think they could maybe get to a 7 line if they win the tournament, but they're probably going to be on that 8-9 line. And again, I'd like to see them play Iowa. I'd like to see them play Providence. I do not want to see them play Kentucky or some of those teams on the Arkansas, Illinois. I mean, there could be some tough matchups there. But I think Providence would be a great matchup for them if that were possible. Let's hear from Chibuzo Agbo. Boise State made all 5 starters available to the media, by the way. They make any player on the roster. If I want to talk to Sam Winter or Mo Silla, someone that didn't even play, they have to be available. The locker room is open for 30 minutes at the Mountain West tournament. You get to go in the locker room and talk to whoever you want. And it's a pretty cool thing that they do there. So we appreciate the Mountain West for making the locker room be open, and we're able to get to talk to all the starters. And again, Chibuzo Agbo got off to a nice start for Boise State tonight. Finished 6 of 10 from the field in 42 minutes, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Here's Chibuzo Agbo after the win.
How's it feel, man, to get that win?
It felt good to get the first one. Still got 2 more to go. So,
what was the key there? In overtime, obviously when they hit that big shot, how did you guys regroup and kind of be able to pull it out in OT?
Coach always talks about weathering the storms. Basketball is a game of runs. Things happen. Just being able to move on to the next play and keep everybody connected.
I mean, have you ever had a tale of two halves like that, where you guys couldn't miss in the first half, and then it was the complete opposite in the second half?
You know, sometimes it's like that, but I think we handled it well. You know, they made their run, they came back. We stayed composed and just competed.
What was that like in the first half, hitting all those threes? I mean, you guys were all getting in on the action, and nobody could miss.
No, that felt good. It felt like everybody was shooting the ball with confidence. We're all finding each other. It was just fun basketball. I feel like we're really clicking.
You had the Utah State students all rooting against you. I mean, the whole crowd started picking up. What was it like in the second half when the building was pretty loud?
Yeah, no, it was really fun. It definitely filled up. It was a great atmosphere. So it was good to get done.
What are your thoughts, I guess, on getting a chance to play tomorrow night and be one of the final 4 teams left?
Right. It's amazing. You know, we're going to go back, make sure we take care of our bodies, get our minds right, watch the film, prepare, and just be ready for tomorrow.
What was this like for you? Your first experience in the Mountain West tournament here. I mean, your first game. I know that it's not the Big 12 tournament, but it was pretty crazy out there.
No, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's loud out there. It's packed. Everybody's passionate. Every fan base is out there, so it's definitely a lot of fun.
How much do you guys want this? I mean, Marcus and Naj were talking up on the stage about how this is the end for them, and they're just not going to be denied here. I mean, can you feel that amongst them?
No, 100%. I feel like we're on a mission right now. Like, there's no distractions. Everybody's locked in. We just want to win this thing.
Well, there he is, Chibuzo Agbo. We bring in Colin Mitchell here as we start to wrap up the show. Colin doing a great job behind the scenes, getting us on the air, getting all the stuff on YouTube, but everybody wants to hear from Colin. So, Colin, you were there courtside with me tonight, Mountain West quarterfinals. What were your thoughts on that one, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw in the first half they were making it rain, and it was unbelievable. I haven't seen a team get that hot in a very long time in college basketball.
10 of 14 in the first half.
It was unbelievable, and I guess you had to figure it's kind of one of those things where there's no way they can sustain this. But I also didn't think in the second half it would be that drastic of a drop off. But overall, they weathered the storm. They dealt with UNLV's comeback. Really squeaked by. They were up 3, and obviously played such a phenomenal overtime period. But overall, it's survive and advance. It doesn't matter how much you win by. It's that you win. So.
What'd you make of the crowd in the second half? UNLV was getting some extra fans in the building. All these New Mexico fans that you can hear in the background making all this noise, all these Utah State fans, they were all cheering for UNLV.
Yeah, the Utah State student section was actually doing a UNLV chant. So if that takes any, I guess, idea of what was going on, it was Utah State has a great student section, and they were in full support along with what seemed like the rest of the stadium. So it was a true road environment at that point.
By the way, Colin is not he is shorter than me, but not this much shorter. My chair is a lot higher. I have like a nicer padded chair. Colin is sitting in a smaller chair. So if it looks like I'm also closer to the screen there. So you're not quite as small as you look on screen there. But let's see. Would it be better to be a 10 seed than an 8-9? I actually probably yes, because then in the second round you play a 2 seed instead of a 1. But again, I think at this point, if you told Boise State they were an 8-9, but they'd win the game, but you have to play Kansas, or Houston, you'll take your chances. Just win the first one. I know the Sweet 16, all that would be awesome, but just worry about the first game. And certainly a 10 seed means you're playing a harder 7 than the 8-9, but maybe they get to a 7 and they're playing the 10. But this win put them in tonight at least. We don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to the big dance next week.
Yeah, exactly. No, they found their way in. There's no explanation why they wouldn't get in at this point. And right now now that you do have that win under your belt tonight, you can focus more on not necessarily worrying about, we need to win to make the tournament. It's more focus on winning the Mountain West tournament and I guess just helping your seeding rather than hoping you'll get in.
Chase saying I should have interviewed Sam Winter. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe if they win tomorrow night, we'll see what Sam Winter's thoughts were on the game. RJ Keene would have been a good one. He's been a good. We'll see if we can get Keene. Maybe. Shane wants to hear from RJ. Maybe we'll do that. But having a lot of fun. We appreciate everybody for checking us out. An hour and 4 minutes as we get set to wrap this up. But programming note, Jay Tust will join me. It'll be, again, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We need the extra hour here. It's going to be a late night tonight, writing our stories, watching this game. 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We'll be live outside at Stadium Swim again at 10 a.m. tomorrow in Boise, 9 a.m. here in Vegas. Jay Tust will join me. We'll be out at Stadium Swim. We'll be getting you set for the semifinals. We'll probably play some sound maybe of whoever wins this game, talking about Boise State and a lot of stuff to get to. And then we'll have the full pregame show. What time are we saying? About 7:45 probably?
Yeah, I would say.
The game's at 10. So 8:45.
Yeah, 8:45.
8:45 Mountain Time will be the pregame show. 8:45 with the pregame show. 10 o'clock will be the start of the game for Boise State, and we'll find out who they're going to play. This is a close game here. But again, we'll have full coverage. We'll have a story up on BroncoNationNews.com a little later tonight. And then, as we said, we'll have full coverage tomorrow. Morning show with Jay Tuss, 10 a.m. Mountain Time on our YouTube channel. And then on the post-game show, or pregame show at 8:45, then a post-game show probably at like 1 a.m. How do I find the results of the poll, Colin? My wife made this great poll for us.
I was kind of trying to figure that out.
Let's go. Before we get out of here, we need to see what the results of the poll were for our player of the game. Let's see how we do this here. We're going to try to, if anybody has the results for us, this is our first time we're doing this, so I apologize that I don't know what I'm doing here. I found it right here. So the 68% want to play New Mexico, and 32% want to play Utah State. So we've had 91 votes. And again, thank you to Karen Rains for putting this awesome poll together. Love you, hun. But 68 would rather play New Mexico. That's a little surprising to me.
Yeah, no, both games are hard. Both teams are hard games. But New Mexico, they have some major fans here. They travel well, similar to kind of like how Wyoming did last year. But overall, no matter what, you're not going to get an easy draw. But you're also playing with house money. So
yeah, but I will say that the folks that were on there that wanted New Mexico, I'm sorry to the 68% of you. It is a 16-point lead now for Utah State. Utah State's up 61-45, so looks like it'll be Boise State and Utah State tomorrow. That'll wrap it up over an hour and 5 minutes on the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. Special thanks to Idaho Central Credit Union, RowPaint.com, all of our major sponsors, the Blue and Orange Store, TCS, Cutwater Spirits. Thank you to everybody for watching the show. And again, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, we'll get you set for the semifinals with Jay Tuss out from Stadium Swim. And again, we'll see. Maybe we can get Colin to do the cannonball into the pool. We'll have to see tomorrow what happens with that. But have a great rest of your night. Enjoy watching the second half here. Check BroncoNationNews.com later tonight for our story and full coverage. We'll have some photos. All the interviews are already up on YouTube. You can check all those out on YouTube. And so check those out. And again, we'll talk to you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then 8:45. Yes, it sounds crazy, but 8:45 in Boise with the pregame show. Tip-off is at 10 p.m. tomorrow night in the second Mountain West semifinal. So we'll talk to you on the pregame show and then talk to you on the postgame show. Jordan, appreciate you for coming over, man. Shane, thanks for the kind words. So tell your friends. Tell them to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell them to subscribe on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Where are we? We're everywhere. Subscribe at the bottom of the screen. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. And again, $6.99 a month, $70 for a whole year. We'd love your subscription at BroncoNationNews.com. Exclusive content, daily emails. We'll give you a Bronco Nation News T-shirt. We'll throw in a Blue and Orange Store gift card or a round of golf at Timberstone. We'll make it worth it to you. Subscribe. We'd love to have it, and we appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of your night. He's Colin. I'm BJ. Again, Boise State wins this one. Final score, 87-76. Boise State going on to the semifinals of the Mountain West tournament. And we'll have full coverage throughout the day tomorrow. This is Bronco Nation News, the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show. Check us out, BroncoNationNews.com.